Hello everyone, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the new Halloween movie. Um, movie is directed by David Gordon Green, who's known for the Pineapple Express, and um, he's done quite a few other good movies, different genres. And I think he directed Joe with Nicolas Cage, which was a really good movie. Um, and he did a really good job directing this movie. There were parts of it where it felt like John Carpenter had just came in and filmed a couple of scenes and everything. He was just uh, he did a good job directing this. He wrote the movie with Danny McBride and Jeff Fradley, and I think they did a good job with the writing and stuff. They made it feel like a Halloween movie. Um, the story is, for the most part, really fast paced. It's pretty much retcons all of the previous Halloween sequels and is just a direct sequel to the 1978 original, set 40 years after the first movie. And Laurie, who has been spending the last 40 years preparing for him to either get out of the asylum or break out or whatever, because she knows he's going to probably come for her, and she had spent the last 40 years preparing, messing up her relationship with her daughter, and uh, putting a big strain on their family and stuff because of it. And um, a lot of people think that she's crazy. She went crazy and all that because it really messed with her mind and everything. Uh, but pretty much Michael escapes and everything. That's all I'm gonna really say about the plot, because I don't want to ruin it, anything for anybody, because if they haven't seen it, um, I don't want to say anything else that would ruin anything. Um, the cast was excellent in this movie, especially Jamie Lee Curtis. I think this is probably her best performance as Laurie Strode that we've had so far. I loved her in the first two Halloween movies and H2O. And she was really good in Resurrection for the few minutes she was in. About the only good, one of the very few good things about that movie. Um, now I'm really glad that movie especially was retconned, because Halloween Resurrection was just. Ugh. But anyway, uh, I'll save that review for a different day. Um, this The rest of the cast was great. Nick Castle has like one. He, I think he's only like in maybe one scene of this movie is Michael Myers. I'm not exactly even sure which one it is. I think I might know, but I'm not 100%. All I know is it's one of the ones that has Laurie in the scene too, and I think I know which one it is. But um, uh, James Jude Courtney plays uh, Michael Myers for most of the rest of the movie. There was another guy that played him when he doesn't have the mask on, but I can't remember the actor's name. But James Jude Courtney was absolutely great in this movie. He, to me, he was the best Michael Myers we've had since the original. He really felt like Nick Castle, and just he was great. Um, the other cast members include Judy Greer as Karen, uh, Laurie's daughter. She grew up with messed up childhood, being taught to be scared of everything, and she's finally kind of started to overcome that and move on with her life when Laurie kind of comes back into it and everything. Judy Greer does a really good job playing her. I think she's kind of an underrated actress. She doesn't really play big parts in movies and everything. I don't think she really gets to fully show her potential most of the time, but this time I thought she was really good in this. I also thought uh, Andy Maddie Shack, I think that's how you say her name, who plays Laurie's granddaughter, Allison, was absolutely perfect in this movie. She fit the role perfectly. Um, and she was just a very likable character and everything. And then have the wannabe Loomis, the guy that took over being Michael's psychiatrist after Dr. Loomis had died. This guy was he's played by Halu Belainer. I think that's how you say his name. I probably butchered it, but his name's Dr. Sarton, and I don't really like the character, but the actor, he does a really good job playing this character, and everything, but I don't really fully like the character or the way his story went, but it was a decent performance from the guy that played him, but yeah, the cast was solid. They were great. There was a lot of other characters. Some of them I felt like were just in there so that they could be killed off, and there's like maybe one or two that I actually really felt bad for seeing them die. But for the most part, most of the people that got killed in this movie were, I won't really say I guess they kind of had it coming. I mean, there's at least one character I was kind of hoping we would see die that ended up not dying either, but I'm not going to say who that is or anything. But and there was one that when he did die, I was really glad to see that one die because he was just really annoying. But the kills were really cool. Some of them were really brutal and everything. But for the most part, they cut away when he was killing them, and then they just kind of showed the aftermath, which is a lot like how they did in the original Halloween. And I thought that was kind of cool. And there's like little homages to not just the original one, but some of the sequels. Like there's little things that kind of remind you of stuff that happened in some of the sequels, and I thought that was really cool. And everything. My biggest complaint about this movie is there's like this little 10 or 15 minute scene where there's just this humor that was added to it. I'm guessing it was Danny McBride's writing because he's a comedic actor that helped write this movie, but it just kind of the humor felt really forced. Now, I normally don't have any problem with him adding humor to stuff to lighten the mood and stuff like that, but it just didn't fit in this movie. Halloween's one of those horror franchises that they never really took the humorous turn for the most part, and I think that's one of the biggest problems with Halloween Resurrection. There was a little bit of humor added to that didn't need to be in it, and I think this one also, the humor that was in this didn't really need to be in it. However, unlike Resurrection, the humor didn't run the movie. It's only in there. It's only like for a few minutes. It didn't like go over the top, burning everything, and it didn't like. It wasn't anything to do with Michael. Why he had the humor, which I thought that part was really good because Michael was creepy like he needed to be, and so the humor didn't mess up anything with him. But the score was really good. I wish it would have just been John Carpenter and his son Cody Carpenter doing the score, and instead of having Daniel Davies help with it. I could kind of tell when it wasn't John Carpenter and his son on the score. But for the most part, it's good score. I kind of wish we would have had. It would have been a lot more like the original movie score, where everything is just so bleak and ominous and creepy. But for the most part, it's pretty good. Not really. It's definitely not the worst score in the series, for sure. But um, but yeah, I'd give this movie a 8.5 out of 10 because it is very good. Like I said, a little bit of the humor kind of threw me off a little bit, and then there were a couple of little subplots with the teenagers and Dr. Sarton that I kind of felt if they weren't in the movie, it wouldn't have really affected it very much. But besides that, I don't really have any complaints, and I definitely think that if you're a fan of Halloween, you probably will love it. It's definitely one of the best out of the franchise, and like I said, I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis's best performance in a Halloween film, and everything. So, if you're a fan, definitely check it out. Hopefully, this movie will bring back the slasher genre. I really am crossing my fingers, hoping really bad that it does. I don't know if we'll get more Halloween movies or not. If we ever do, I hope they have people that know what they're doing and everything, because it's going to be really hard to top this movie. But I hope that this also maybe will lead to other slasher horror series being revived, and I'd actually kind of like to see David Gordon Green take on a Friday the 13th movie, so I think that would be awesome. And if Danny McBride and were to be in it, and they added some of their humor that they had in this movie, I think it would have worked a lot better in a Friday the 13th movie. And I hope we kind of get that eventually. But anyway, that's my review for Halloween. I might do a spoiler review, but it probably won't be for at least another year, because I'm planning next year to maybe try to review each of the Halloween movies and then do my ranking of the series. But I'm going to wait till next year around Halloween time to do it and everything. But feel free to like and subscribe. You can check out my page, YogaBoy1992, on Facebook. What did you think of the movie? Did you think it lived up to the hype? Were you disappointed? Did you love it? Did you just think it was alright? Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and thank you, and have a good day.